It start with the Jung Down, main character of this manhwa, who was fallen to the trap and at verge of death. He remember back, it all started at that moment when Jung was walking on the road exactly a month ago. From that moment he was forcibly summoned to an unknown world called the dungeon without even knowing the reason. Beside Jung, other people are already there. Suddenly a sound appeared saying welcome to the dungeon, and from a forest a cute rabbit with holding an umbrella in his hand appeared. Everyone were shocked when they saw a rabbit is speaking. Some random guy appeared from the group and scolded the rabbit by saying the one hiding behind the rabbit doll, "Don't talk nonsense and get out." But rabbit ignored him and started to tell everyone about dungeon and its rule. When that person grabbed the rabbit and said stop talking nonsense and call a taxi, at that moment rabbit killed that person without mercy and everyone was shocked because of it. After that rabbit started to introduce himself as his name was Guy and he'll give them the basic equipment. Then suddenly weapon appear in the hand of everyone. Everyone started to fight the monster in order to survive. If they clear the dungeon they can return home, which was told by the guide rabbit. Monster creeping up in the darkness and there were dangerous traps everywhere. Over time, people keep dying. If they made any mistakes or let their guard down they will die. Everyone in that group they get different skills, some were powerful for combat and some for different purpose. Most of people have combat skill, but June gets skill called purification. They are just non-dominant skills that do not help the battle at all. At best, they are just skills that help detoxify animal meat or monsters. Because of that he got bullied for many people in his group. But Seung Woo is the person with great power, and he is the only one who care Jung the best. While helping Jung, Seung lost his one arm. Jung want to be a helpful person to Seung, but he doesn't have combat skill. He help in many other way. Next day they started to clear dungeon. Many have lost their lives and in the end Jung reached the limit and fall into the deadly trap, where being alive is impossible. It was the trap where survival rate is 0%. Because a big rolling rock is chasing them, they left Jung and run away. Jung was at his last stage of death. In other side Seung knocked down the final boss. Everyone thought that they can now go back home, but Rabbit revealed that that was only the first stage. Rabbit told everyone, "Did you really think that this was the end? Did I not tell you? Sorry, I forget." After that Rabbit give every survival a clear reward. Everyone got recovered, even Seung got his another hand back from it. At that point Jung also got stage 1 clear reward and recovered fully. Everyone moved to the next stage leaving Jung along in the trap. And at same time, dungeon got resets to its original state. And the trap where Jung was got closed. After dungeon reset, Rabbit visited to the trap where Jung was fallen and saw that he was totally fine. Because of the dungeon law, he was already declared dead. He is no longer a participant in the game and he become error in game. Rabbit leave Jung in that trap saying he will starve to death. Seung started to dug hole in the trap in order to escape the trap. Because he dug a lots, so there was no space to throw the soil. Because of that he started to store soil in his inventory. Because he stored a lots of soil in his inventory he got a new skill called Earth Lumping Expert. He expected it to be powerful skill, but he got disappointed. After many days Rabbit visited the trap. He didn't see Jung in trap, but there was a hole in trap and he followed it and found out Jung made big room underground and leaving a happy and comfortable life. After second group clear the first stage, dungeon got reset and because of it water bursts occur in the tunnel. Jung tried to block the burst of water with dirt ball, but because of force of water it didn't hold for much time. Jung thought he was going to die at this rate. He tried to reshape mud and got successful. After that he have supply of water, and he purify it with his purification skill. But he has one challenge, that he doesn't have a food supply. He constructed a brick wall around the water, and made one lion fountain. Rabbit was surprised of Jung's new skill. After completing lion fountain, Jung unlocked his first achievement and got compensation that fish will live in the pond. Jung become happy because he got both water and food supply for leaving. Rabbit cannot believe his eyes that Jung is leaving happy life in the sacred dungeon. Jung offer meat to Rabbit but refuse it by saying he wouldn't eat that low-grade food. Jung said that he was stupid. He forgot that rabbits are plant eaters. But Rabbit got angry and told that he can eat it because he is special. Rabbit could not kill the Jung because it was his fault to declare Jung death. While Jung was sleeping, a big boar appeared before him. Jung was having dream about food, so he hit boar in his face and wake up. While boar taking head on, Jung remembers Seung, saying boar have terrible power, but they have low intelligence. Jung made wall of mud, but it was easily destroyed by boar. He again made a mud wall more stronger than before, but it was also destroyed by boar. Jung bring big rock like mud from his inventory to throw toward boar, but he has no any physical power. He run away from boar but got internal damage. He thought that if he can kill it, he can have bacon party. He build a wall of mud and throw big pile of mud toward the boar and killed the boar. He cut the boar meat and used boar fat as oil. After that, June prepares some trap for the wild boar to hunt it. He installs sharp pointed rod in the ground. Rabbit told June that boar are not that idiot. While they argue about boar, one boar jumped straight to the June trap and died in sport. The rabbit got angry upon that dead boar. After day by day every boar got killed in the trap. Because of eating boar meat, Jung become chubby. In the other hand, Seung and his party are killing the boar in second stage. Seung killed 100 boar and got a new achievement called Horned Boar Slays and reward as new skill, where one physical ability increase according to the level of the skill. So Seung party member congratulate him in his achievement. They had killed many boar but they cannot eat it because they are poisonous. Only Jung can purify it. Seung remember good memory of Jung. In the other hand, Jung also got the same achievement as Seung, that is Horned Boar Slayers. Rabbit told Jung that to get that achievement player have to kill 100 boar, and when dungeon reset, count also reset. But there are only 40 boar in first stage. Jung is now bug rather than player. Dungeon rule doesn't apply to him. Squirrel was eating bone and his bone fall down to the crack. That little squirrel follow the bone into the crack. Squirrel found out that there are a mountain of bone. Little squirrel came day by day to eat bone. One day Jung thought that he want to touch the squirrel, so Jung put a bowl of bone on his belly. First squirrel afraid of him, but due to the bone, squirrel didn't think much and went to eat it. Once Jung touch it, he get new achievement, friend of squirrel. Jung gave that squirrel a name, Pakyu. Jung couldn't come out because when he dug a hole to escape, he found out some big rock that he cannot destroy. Jung asked Pakyu how he came underground, and then Pakyu show him the way. This was the first time when he was out of the underground. While he was crying out of joy, he forgot about danger lie outside. Suddenly 2 wolves come close to Jung but didn't see him and attacked a sheep. But 3rd wolf saw him and attacked Jung, but Jung run under the tunnel. But wolf also follow him inside the tunnel. Jung tried to create a mud wall, but wolf was so fast that he even didn't see attack coming toward him. But wolf missed the attack and only scratched Jung's face. Jung used skill Horned Boar and barely killed wolf in the last second of skill run out. After that he made bone armor for his safety. Rabbit suggested Jung to leave comfortable life in the tunnel. But Jung told Rabbit that he will go outside of tunnel after some preparation. After that Jung started to train some physic. Rabbit told Jung to give up and die if possible. Because Jung often used the skill strength of the horned boar for practice, the level increased. He trained so much that the skill increased to level 3. After some time Jung come out for second time from tunnel. He started to hunt wolf, who are separated form the wolf pack. Jung now can take 2 wolf head on. Rabbit was unhappy because of the Jung getting stronger. Rabbit provoked Jung to kill 3 wolves so that Jung will run out skill time limit and die by the hand of wolf. But Jung told Rabbit that his physical amplification is more than double, so he can also run 2 times faster than usual. After that he run into the tunnel. Rabbit got annoyed by the Seung and told Seung that you have no honor. After entering the tunnel, Jung closed the opening by the earth wall so that wolf couldn't follow him inside the tunnel. By seeing how Jung run away, Rabbit shouted in the sky by saying, "This shitty son of an error, one day I'll kill you." Jung made 7 escape routes in the area where there weren't any rock walls. He started to hunt wolf 3 at a time and escape by using tunnel. Jung's strategy was simple. Using many tunnels he would attack isolated wolves and escape, just like a certain Robin Hood. The grassland wolves who suffered casualties would search for the tunnels and stand guard, waiting for chance. But Pakyu, who was the squirrel, told Jung about wolves' plans. Using Pakyu's reconnaissance, he would train instead when their wariness was dangerously high. Through practice and experience, Jung's strategy becomes safer, and at some point, he becomes strong enough that grassland wolves couldn't deal with him anymore. Everywhere is quiet, and so Jung asked Rabbit that did I kill all the wolves in this area. By seeing Rabbit expression, Jung found out that all the wolves were died by the hand of his. After 10 days since the last reset, Jung searched for the other player. Sudden sound appeared from the middle of the forest. A pack of wolves surrounded 7 new participants. Rabbit was watching from the sky and having fun that survivor were pushed back by the wolves. Rabbit cheered for the wolves by saying, "Massacre them all. Don't leave behind a single survivor." A random guy is swinging his axe, killing wolves and his own party member. Jung couldn't found a single person, so he started to build the tower, that way he can look from the high point. First he couldn't build the tower because it was collapsing. Thankfully, there's a technique he learned back when he was building his cave base. After that he successfully built the tower. Rabbit was guiding the player and saw a tower in the jungle. He went to the tower. Rabbit was surprised that Jung make that tower in 4 hours. Because of tower, Jung got 2 achievement. One that he can now have a mini-map where he can see his enemy and the player of certain area. And another was that he can construct building in less than half time than before. Rabbit was worried that if Jung meets with other human, they will live happy life in the tower, so he stopped other player for going to the tower. Jung saw in his mini-map the pack of enormous rats that comes down from the eastern mountain 4 weeks after a reset. They're terrifying monsters that devour anything that's alive. Because of his mini-map, he avoided the pack of rats and returned to the historic ruins where the final boss of the first stage is. In the historic ruin, other people were fighting with Golem. One guy was about to die in the hand of Golem, but suddenly Golem's hand was destroyed by some brick. It was none other than Jung. Everyone was shocked because of Jung's power. Jung's power was overwhelming Golem. Jung destroyed Golem's leg with same brick. While Golem was knocked out, Jung threw another brick, but it did not even scratch the Golem because his skill time was out. Golem regenerated its leg and attacked Jung. Before Golem can hit Jung, everyone save him. Jung suddenly realized that Golem was made of mud, so he used Earth Lump to destroy Golem. Rabbit was unhappy because Jung easily destroyed Golem and other player didn't suffer from Golem. After that, Rabbit opened gate for second stage. Everyone went inside, but when Jung tried to go through gate, a message appeared saying, "You cannot enter the gate." Because Jung was a bug in the dungeon, so he couldn't use that gate. 1 week after the dungeon reset, inside Jeong Do-eun's underground base. When dungeon reset occurred, his cave and Pakyu, who stayed by his side, did not get reset. On the other hand, the observatory tower disappeared alone with reset. He found that the reset affect only the surface and not underground. So he realized that the underground is not the part of dungeon, and the whole world isn't the dungeon. He went to search other way to go to second stage. By using the enemy localization feature of the minimap, Jung did a frat dot that no ordinary human could achieve. He was running to the Death Mountains at an unbelievable speed while detecting enemies. He easily killed the small monster rats that he did come across, and when an unbeatable number of rats gathered, he dug into the ground and traveled underground. Jung finally arrived at the edge of first stage, and warning sign appears saying participants cannot leave stage first designated domain.
Rabbit told Jung that it is the monster rat's territory, and Rabbit told Jung that even you want to go, you can't go through it. But Jung already passed to the next stage. Jung can pass through it because he was not the player but a bug which was created by Rabbit mistake. A message popped up saying you have left stage 1 designated domain. Rabbit told Jung to come back, but Jung did not listen to Rabbit. Jung told Rabbit, if you want me to come in first stage, then drag me to that place. But Rabbit was the guide of first stage and he cannot left his stage. After that, Jung went toward the next stage. He started to build many observation towers so that he can discover the place faster. While that, Jung saw a earth golem core which he get after defeating Golem. If he can make golem from it, then he started to think what kind of golem to make from soil. He wanted to make elephant golem, so he started to make golem from his skill called Earth Lumping Expert. He created elephant but got destroyed after a few seconds of creating. It was destroyed because in center part of elephant there was no support. He again made another design of elephant. After 1 hour later, he successfully created elephant. It does look like elephant with 6 legs. He put earth golem core to elephant golem. After few seconds, elephant came to life. Jung got new achievement called Golem Producer. He got excited to create elephant golem and he want to create more golem. We see Rabbit guiding other player to the final boss of the first stage, but it was already destroyed by someone. It was none other than Jung. Rabbit knew that it was sure Jung who did that. Jung had created a tunnel directly connected to first stage of historic ruins to the Death Mountains where he was currently. Jung created another golem which was Gorilla. After that, he started to kill all the rat near to his tower. Jung gave block of cube to Gorilla and told Gorilla to throw it toward pack of rat, killing many at one attack. Jung used elephant back to carry big block of cube made with soil, and Gorilla started to kill every rat in that area. While killing rat, some group cleared the first stage and a bunch of rat appeared from the dungeon reset. Jung climbed to the tower and then Jung and Gorilla's attack struck like meteorites and the monster rats were helpless to defend themselves. This method's purpose was not simply hunting. Strength of the horned boar was technically Jung only attack skill. It was not as easy as Earth Lump to level up, so to increase its level he have to kill many monster using it. He used this opportunity to use the skill continuously for a long period of time from a safe location. This was Jung's chance in a lifetime. Jung created a big cube with spike at the face of cube and told Gorilla to throw it toward pack of rat. Because of it, he successfully killed every rat and he mastered the skill Earth Lump and also raised the level of strength of the horned boar from level 4 to level 7. He started to create golem by defeating stage first boss. His creation also got bigger and heavier after mastering Earth Lumping skill. Jung started to move forward. While moving toward mountain, Jung started to feel cold and he built a rooftop on elephant. After a while he made a little house on elephant with heating room. Inside Elephant there is a toilet, a furnace and one cabinet. Jung was surprised himself by seeing his own creation. 2 months later in the historic ruins, Rabbit was angry about Jung killing final boss again and again, while participant easily passing the first test. Jung had created 1 elephant golem and 4 gorilla golem till now. Jung started to climb mountain for many days to find different place. He found another historic ruin and he started to walk toward ruin. At the gate there was a statue made from stone with strange color. While moving toward the gate, the statue moved from its place and started to attack Jung. Jung was surprised and fall down. The statue was flying and started to attack Jung. Jung told his golem to stop that stone creature, but for that stone creature the mud golem were nothing. That creature was too strong for Jung. Jung golem regenerated themselves. Jung throw big cube mud towards stone creature, but it did not even scratch the stone creature. Number 4 golem sacrifice himself to buy time for Jung to escape from that place. He watched his mini-map and that place wasn't marked with red. That means it was not the monster in that place. Hey guys, if you still watching this video, then please like and subscribe. It doesn't need much time to you for doing it, and it motivate me to make more video like this. And after 1 month later Jung was making stone weapons for his golem. While a month ago Jung found 1 hammer and so he started to make weapon, and because of it he got a new skill called carve stone skill. He can now easily carve stone if he had tool stronger than stone. When Jung hit the stone it broke into small pieces and again hit to further to turn the stone even smaller than before until it turned to finely grinded. At that stage it is more sand than stone. Jung used earth lumping to shape it to rectangle and it worked. He successfully did it. Jung find out that he cannot win that stone creature with his gorilla. Gorilla golem are strong but they don't have high mobility to fight with stone creature. So he made 4 units of centaur golems and 1 ostrich golem which was made from core of elephant golem. Now Jung can make golem by his mind with only touching the mud. After throwing big stone towards stone creature. Because of stone creature got damage. Jung killed that stone creature by throwing stone from his inventory. After killing stone creature his skill called stone smash level upgraded from 2 to level 4. In the first stage of dungeon, Baboon arrived there which name was Helper. He was superior than Rabbit and Baboon was guide of stage 2nd. He asked Rabbit that, are you doing your job correctly or not? And Rabbit told yes with scared face. Due to Jung every participant clear the first stage easily because Jung killed the final boss before the participants can even have a chance to fight with the final boss of the first stage. Baboon asked Rabbit, did a mist leftover arrived? By hearing that Rabbit was shocked and afraid of Baboon. In other side Jung enter the dungeon, it was very old and it was not reset. There are bone everywhere. Jung purify all the place. While walking further inside he activated trap but he was safe because 1 golem was moving ahead of Jung. He used golem for as a bait. Because of it Jung was safe and sound. Jung found out all the trap was so old and some of the trap did not even activated. Hot oil trap was solidified and arrow are also so old. Jung arrived at a huge door which was like a boss room. He opened it and saw a big skeleton of dragon. There was epitaph looking like object with strange writing. While looking at it big beam of light appear from that object. After that the letter converted into the word which Jung can read. The words was, welcome, qualified one. The unknown sounded start to talk with Jung. Jung asked, are you talking to me? And it says, yes I am talking to you. The sound told Jung that he was a maintainer of this dragon temple where Jung is currently. That temple name was Earthia, the dragon of life. Dragon was the owner of the temple. Maintainer told Jung that the dragon was in hibernation. Maintainer told Jung that the dragon is not deaf, it is like a dream. Dragon had used his life force and drained his life force in last war. The maintainer of temple told Jung that he want to pass his duty to Jung. So told Jung to inherit the sacred temple. Jung asked the maintainer of the temple that what he will get after inheriting that place. And maintainer told that he will feel the noble joy of owning that temple. But Jung don't want that types of joy. He simply want to go to his home Korea. Temple maintainer has no more time to look over temple so he want to pass his duty to Jung. He told Jung that his time is coming to an end. Jung don't have any intention in settling down in the temple so he told maintainer of the temple that he is a busy person. He told that he just want to return to his home and temple maintainer told Jung that it is more than essential for him to accept this temple. If he become temple's owner, he can access to the dragon's power. He can use gate installation to return to his home. Jung asked maintainer, if I will inherit the will of temple can I return to my home? in which he got reply from maintainer of temple that there is no place that gate cannot take him, even if it's in another dimension. However, the process of creating a gate required high concentrations of the energy of life. The required amount of energy is parallel to the overall distance between worlds. But Jung did not understand what his energy of life means. In simple terms, it's a sacrifice. Jung take out a slice of meat from his inventory and place it in altar as a sacrifice. Immediately its life energy is absorbed by the altar. Then Jung placed many meat from his inventory to the altar. Maintainer was surprised of Jung using the inventory. Maintainer checked Jung's status and he told Jung that you are supposed to be a sacrifice and his status window is a sacrificial marker. But there isn't anything else the window to suggest that. Jung got achievement that is Trap Finder of level 1, Gate Creation of level 1, and Reset, which is used to reset the temple. In the other side, Baboon demoted Rabbit, so Rabbit was forcefully to give up in his post of guide of stage 1 dungeon. Baboon told Rabbit to find the error, which is Jung. In other side, Jung told temple maintainer that he will gonna return home, so maintainer told him before you return home, you should find a successor to impart upon this temple. Next day, Death Mountain Range, Rabbit follow the tower which was created by Jung. There was a cliff in the shrine, so Jung started to make stairs by curving the stone with his skill stone curve. He created a gate in the stairs to return to shrine and shrine to ladder for further work. Maintainer told Jung if he eat any living things it can be used as sacrifice to the temple. Rabbit was still searching Jung. Rabbit was at his limit because the guide of the dungeon got their salary as they got one right, that they can kill any one participant and get their life energy, but now Rabbit was not guide of the dungeon, so he cannot kill anyone and get any life energy. Because of that, many rat follow Rabbit to eat him. He climbed to the tower which was created by Jung a long time ago. He kill as much as rat. He can kill until he was a last limit of his and fall down from the tower. Rabbit fall directly in the hand of Jung. Jung came there because he want to find out why many rat are gathered there and found out Rabbit was causing it. Jung take Rabbit to the shrine. Rabbit opened his eye and saw potato fries and he tried to eat it, but Jung take the potato fries. Rabbit was so hungry and he begged to Jung to give him some bite of it. And Jung told Rabbit if you want to eat potato fries then you should be his successor of shrine. Rabbit eat potato fries without any thought and he agreed to become Jung's successor. Rabbit told Jung about what happened in first stage of dungeon with Baboon. He told he got demoted. Rabbit was shocked by hearing it was the Dragon of Life's emblem. Rabbit was excited because he was going to be a successor of that shrine. Jung took Rabbit to the main room of the shrine where there was altar. Rabbit was shocked after looking at boss room where Jung used it as his farming area. He grew potato everywhere. Rabbit was angry about Jung using it as a farming area. Jung used his golem to kill as many as rat and used them as offerings. Rabbit asked Jung how he killed rat and then Jung called his golem by saying, "Boys," and every golem come toward him. By seeing that, Rabbit told that I am in awe at that absurdity. Rabbit is doing his best to adapt to his environment. Maintainer told Rabbit to stand in altar to make him Jung's successor. What an insane turnover of event. The Rabbit which used to kill participant for his fun and tried many times to kill Jung is now his servant. After becoming Jung's successor, Rabbit got all his power back. He present himself to Jung and bowed down to Jung. Rabbit thought that after becoming successor of shrine he will gonna live happy life, but Jung give him his first order to work in potato field. In the other side, while Baboon went to the final boss of first stage with other new participant, the final boss was already been defeated. Rabbit was so happy after causing Baboon a problem. Rabbit suggested Jung if he is going to come here every time he should install a gate. So Jung install gate. Jung use wild plant as a trap so that they are going to listen to Jung's every command. Every day, Jung makes stairs to get down of the cliff. While Jung went to collect honey from plant inside a forest, he saw some people is trying to steal food from a kid. Jung was watching from the distance. Suddenly frog monster arrived with holding weapon in their hand. Frog monster started to kill the participant. Jung decided to leave the kid there for hoping that he will gonna become stronger from this experience, but kid run away and strike with Jung. Two frog monster arrived from the top, but Jung killed them with single strike of his hand using his horn boar skill. After that, Jung killed every frog monster without losing even a single drop of sweat. The boy was shocked because of Jung's power. That kid gave Jung soda and told him to train him to become as strong as Jung, so Jung agreed with him. Jung asked the kid about his skill and kid told it is called food god. Kid never used his skill up to 100% because to use it he have to eat a lots of food, but there was not many food available in the dungeon. Jung trained that kid. That kid name was Dongman. Dongman told Jung that he saw salt in some place in desert, so they went for searching salt. After a couple of hours they finally found the place where there was salt. Jung collected salt and stored in his inventory. Jung now finally can use salt in his cooking for making it even tasty. Jung thanks Dongman for showing him the salt. While that suddenly a message appear, the requirement met, now Dongman can become the dragon's apostle. While that rabbit appear and Dongman got scared by seeing a talking rabbit. Rabbit told Dongman to keep quiet. While Rabbit was talking, Jung stopped him and asked the temple maintainer about Dongman achievement. And maintainer told Jung that if Dongman become dragon's apostle, then it going to be more useful for Jung. A dragon's apostle can also collect the life energy while Jung is doing other thing. Jung asked maintainer what the benefit for Dongman. Dongman has skill called God of Eating. When Dongman eat up to 100%, then his power also got double while collecting life energy, and he can also contact Jung and shrine through mind. So Jung made Dongman as the dragon's apostle, and Dongman started to emphasizing the dragon's apostle. After that, Jung take Dongman a graduation test. He should kill all the monsters surrounding them. And Jung give Dongman a iron rod to fight with monster. Dongman started to defeat all the monster. While Dongman was fighting with monster, Jung was preparing to cook those scorpion monster. Jung purified the scorpion and started to cook it. And they were enjoying their food in that dungeon. For Jung, dungeon was like a picnic spot. Jung congratulate Dongman for passing the graduation test. After some time, Jung and Dongman departed in the beginner's forest. After that, Jung started his daily task. Jung was just using shrine for his cooking. Jung cleaned the pot trap and fill it up with sesame oil, and he used the skill trap installation, and all the pot is reset and filled with oil automatically, which is used by Jung for cooking his food. He used this method for collecting oil again and again. Maintainer of temple was angry because Jung was just using shrine for his cooking. Jung didn't care for reincarnation of the dragon. In the first stage, Baboon had a hard time because not only the boss but the number of all boars are decreasing, but Baboon didn't know the reason. Jung told Rabbit to collect ingredient for his cooking, so Rabbit went for search. But suddenly Baboon arrived there and grabbed Rabbit long ear and pulled from the bushes, but Rabbit had already removed his cloth and act like normal rabbit. So Baboon leave it alive and went for searching the imposter of first stage. While another side where Jung was making stairs for going down from the big cliff, a message appeared saying you have entered stage 4. After the appearing the message, suddenly a purple-colored fog appears, and Jung faints and falls toward the cliff, but Ostrich catches Jung. After some time, Jung wakes up and finds out that it was sleeping dust, but temple maintainer told it was poison. Jung takes out some pieces of cloth, and he uses his skill called purification on that piece of cloth and makes a gas mask. After that, he starts to make a ladder non-stop until he crosses the fog of poison gas. He finally gets past through thick clouds and is happy to see the incredible scenery. Jung sees a bird flying toward him, but it is not a bird, but a monster. That monster attacks Jung, and Jung blocks the blow of that bird monster using a block of soil, but it gets destroyed. Jung runs toward the top of the mountain by riding Ostrich, but that monster cannot pass through the thick poison cloud. Jung thought that it cannot pass through that poison. Jung starts to make a tunnel in that ladder, but on the other side, that bird monster climbs up the cliff through the ladder, which was made by Jung. After surviving from the baboon, Rabbit finally arrived at the dragon's temple. Rabbit was walking toward the temple. Suddenly the bird monster attacked Rabbit. The maintainer of the temple told Jung that he should move toward the temple because the bird monster is destroying it. Rabbit was trying to stop that monster because now that temple was Rabbit's home. While saying that, Jung stops Rabbit, and he told that it was quite a touching speech. He ordered his golem to gather up and started to fight with that bird monster. He threw a block of stone toward that monster, but it only did a little damage. Rabbit suggested that Jung should throw a sharp object toward that monster. Jung takes out a rod from his inventory and throws it toward the monster, but it was not strong enough to penetrate the skin of that monster. The monster got angry and started to destroy the temple. The temple maintainer told Jung that the monster is looking for the altar. The monster was trying to eat the life energy of altar. Jung runs toward the boss room where the altar was. While that bird monster was trying to eat the life energy of altar, Jung stopped it by throwing small stones. Jung commanded the plant of that altar to attack the bird monster, but that monster got free because it was way too strong than that plant. Jung took out a trap from his inventory and installed it in that room and reset that trap and threw an arrow from the trap. The temple maintainer was touched by Jung to seeing how well he was using the temple trap. But that arrow did not kill the monster. Jung told himself that he might actually die today. The bird monster attacked Jung, and he could not dodge the attack and flew toward the wall but was caught by his golem. The golem army attacked the bird monster. 2 gorillas were grabbing the wings of that monster, and the rest are grabbing each of its legs. Jung took out a sharp rod and jumped toward the bird monster and hit it on the head, but it got squished. June was now in a deadly situation. June fell down from the head of the monster, and that monster ate June while June was falling. Rabbit was in shock, but suddenly the bird threw June outside from its mouth and flew away from the temple. Rabbit was happy to see June alive. Rabbit asked June how he survived. June told Rabbit that he had taken out a salt brick from his inventory by mistake, and that he had got lucky when the bird monster threw him outside. Rabbit then asked Alpha, the temple maintainer, if things other than food could be considered sacrifices. Alpha replied that it did not matter whether it was plants or animals, as the sole requirement was life energy. Rabbit then threw some damaged weapons, using them as sacrifices to reset the temple and repair the damage caused by the bird monster. June asked Rabbit if there was an altar in the baboon stage, to which Rabbit replied yes. After that, June asked Rabbit to show him the way to the altar so he could steal it. At first, the rabbit thought it was a foolish idea, but eventually it agreed because if they stole the altar, Baboon would have to give a full explanation to his superior. Rabbit was happy to cause trouble for Baboon. After that, June explained his plan to Rabbit. According to the plan, Rabbit burned the forest, so Baboon left the altar to see the cause of the fire in the forest. At that time, June entered the altar to steal the altar's life energy. The altar was a little different from June's altar, and Alpha told June that the spherical ball was filled with life energy. June took the altar with the ground it was attached to, and after that, he opened the gate and commanded his golem to carry the altar towards the gate. Alpha told June that Baboon would notice, so he should destroy this heritage. When Baboon returned from the forest, he saw that the heritage had been destroyed by someone. June got a new achievement called Heritage Destroyer, and now he had 2 altars in the same place. June smiled with a sallow face, and Alpha told June that half of that altar's life energy would be sufficient to restore the temple fully. Then June took the spherical ball and placed it in the other altar as a sacrifice because of the new achievement he had recently received. He got a new skill called Temple Creator, which allowed him to create a temple if he had an altar. The altar that belonged to Baboon now belonged to June. And because of the 2 altars, the trap penetration level increased. And not only that, but the paralysis, durability, and number of arrows also increased. June tested the trap on the dead boar monster, but after testing, it was not seen to cause any damage. However, that was not the case because the arrow passed through the body of the boar. At the same time, Bird Monster was climbing the cliff through the ladder, but when it arrived at the top of the cliff, Rabbit shot arrows towards the bird monster, and the monster fell down from the cliff. The beast was hurt for the first time, but again, that bird monster climbed the cliff, and Rabbit used the oil trap, pouring hot oil on the bird monster. They called it the boiling oil tactic. June continued to make a tunnel in that cliff, and he saw a light inside the tunnel and went inside. There was a sun ball, and the bird monster was healing itself in there. After seeing June, the bird monster attacked him. But June somehow dodged its attack, and his golem caught the monster. June beat Rabbit because Rabbit had told June that the bird monster had died before the attack. June installed a gate there and used another gate in front of the trap and used the trap with more life energy, successfully killing the bird monster. After that, June got a new achievement called Griffin Hunter, and as a reward, he became fearless as an eagle. But June said this reward bravery sounded useless. He also got another reward, he could now see his target. After that, June cooked chicken, and they both enjoyed their meal of chicken for the first time in the dungeon. Finally, June came down from the cliff, and it was the 4th stage. June first made a safe zone by carving a cave in the cliff. He made a small room and placed a sun ball for light. June was wandering in the forest when he spotted some players. Excited to meet them, he ran towards them with his trusty golem. However, the players misinterpreted the scene and thought that June was being chased by the golem. June didn't stop to say hello and ran past them. The players were left confused and thought that June had made all the golems in the forest follow him to save them. They were so moved by this gesture that tears welled up in their eyes. However, they had completely misunderstood the situation. Dawan, who had been watching the scene from afar, was also confused. He reported everything that had happened to the village chief, including the discovery of new ruins in the forest. The village chief asked Dawan for more details, and he explained that June had voluntarily become a golem bait, and that the ruins were none other than the place that June had created himself. However, the entrance to the ruins was kind of weird and Dawan was too scared to check inside. The village chief then ordered Dawan to send the new players who had arrived at the village to explore the ruins. Dawan knew that this was a dangerous task, and that the newbies were inexperienced and not ready for such a mission. However, the village chief insisted and warned Dawan that they needed to show the newbies the chain of command. The chief's face was grim, and Dawan knew that he had no choice but to follow orders. Meanwhile, Jung had closed the door of the cave with a block of stone and was moving towards the village. Suddenly, a message appeared on his screen saying, "You have left the dungeon and entered the Gap Land of the Dead." Jung had no idea what this meant, and Rabbit, his trusty companion, was not happy about it. Rabbit scolded Jung for not knowing this much, but Jung got angry and beat Rabbit. Jung asked Rabbit why he couldn't just explain it to him. Rabbit explained that as they progress through the stages, the number of dungeons increases. In stage 4, there are 4 dungeons, and they are not connected, so there is a neutral zone in between called the Gap. It is called the Gap because it's the gap between the dungeons. Jung was completely confused because he had only participated in stage 1 and didn't know much about the dungeons. As Jung and Rabbit were talking, a tomb suddenly appeared from the ground. Rabbit pushed Jung out of the way to save him, and a skeleton emerged from the tomb. Jung got ready to fight the skeleton, but Pakyu, his other companion, jumped from his shoulder because he knew what its favorite food was. Jung killed the skeleton with one swing of his rod, using the spirit of a horned boar. Jung thought it was too easy, but he was wrong. After the death of one skeleton, many more skeletons emerged from the ground. There were so many that Jung and Rabbit couldn't handle them all. Rabbit started to show off his skills, but eventually reached his limit. Jung told him that it was a waste of time, grabbed Rabbit by the ear, and started running. While running, Jung tripped and fell, and he was at his last breath. But he was eventually saved by Seungwoo, who was one of the newbies sent by the village chief. Seungwoo took Jung back to the village, and when his teammates saw that Jung was alive, they started to cry tears of joy. One of Seungwoo's teammates hugged Jung with tears in his eyes, and Jung was moved. The village chief visited the place where Jung and his friend were talking to each other. He told them that he had come there because he had heard that a new guest had arrived. The village chief asked some villagers where the new guest was and they showed him the way. Seungwoo told the village chief that he is Jung, one of his old friend from stage 1, and how they had met in stage 4. Jung gave the village chief a respectful greeting. The village chief tried to see Jung's weaknesses with his skill, as in the past village chief had been weak, but because of his skill, he had been able to see the weak points of monsters and how strong they were. However, in stage 4, he realized that he was nothing compared to the stage 4 final dungeon, and if he were to enter, he would die. Knowing this, the man left his friends and fled the dungeon. He left all his past behind and made a home in the Gap. The creator of the Gap village was the village chief. Jung was wondering why the village chief was staring at him, but the village chief did not see anything with his skill and told Jung that they would welcome him at the plaza. The village chief thought to himself that Jung might be dangerous, or he might not be. The village chief showed his brave face in front of everyone, but he was scared of Jung. Rabbit started to teach Jung about his reunion with his comrades, but Jung got angry and beat Rabbit. Jung started to observe the Gap village and noticed that the construction was sloppy. Even the defense wall was made of weak wood, and the houses were made of tent. In stage 4, everyone was starving. The village chief told Jung that since he had joined their community, he had to share his food with them if he wanted to stay among them. Jung then decided to provide them with some food. He opened his inventory and took out the griffin meat. The village chief was shocked to see the griffin meat, and everyone was happy because they got the chance to eat that day. The village chief asked Jung how he had killed the griffin, and Jung replied by saying that it was there so he just caught it. Everyone was shocked after hearing what Jung told the village chief, even Seungwoo. However, the village chief thought that Jung had gotten the griffin by accident, so he didn't need to worry. Seungwoo offered Jung to sleep in their tent because it would be cold at night. Jung was angry because they had to stay in this small and dirty place, so he told them that from now on, they could say goodbye to the cold. Using his skill to make a heated room, Jung made different tables and beds, and he gave them some hot tea. For Seungwoo's friends, this moment was something that they tried not to remember in the harsh dungeon. They all started to remember their past happy moments, and everyone in the room started to cry. Seeing this, Rabbit told them, "You guys are so funny," but Rabbit couldn't take it anymore and revealed himself to the others. Seungwoo and his friends became alert and pointed their weapons towards Rabbit. Seungwoo told Jung to come to take cover using them. To prove that Rabbit was Jung's servant, Jung gave him some punishment and explained his story to everyone. Seungwoo's friends were really surprised and sometimes really sad when listening to the story. Seungwoo congratulated Jung on enduring it, and Jung got touched at that moment. They told Jung that today they got so many surprises that they couldn't be surprised anymore. But Jung showed them different types of food, and they got surprised again. Seungwoo asked Jung to make them also Dragon's Apostle. Using the Dragon's Apostle title, they could call each other even when they were far from each other using a skill called Whisper, which is obtained after getting the Dragon's Apostle from the Dungeon Master. But Alpha told them that it was not possible to give the title of Dragon's Apostle. Jung asked why he could not give the title of Dragon's Apostle to Seungwoo, and Alpha told Jung that the title of Dragon's Apostle was limited. Alpha gave Jung another way to give the title to Seungwoo. If Jung made another temple using second altar. In the village chief cut the meat into pieces and distributed them to the villagers. Jung was watching the village chief, and he wanted the village chief's knife so that he could use the ability of the knife to cut meat in the future. Jung thought of doing business in the village and started selling salt. Jung gave Hoyle some salt to give to others as a sample to test the salt. Hoyle gave some salt to the villager, and the meat tasted even better. After some time, everyone wanted to buy salt from Jung. Jung traded the salt with enchanted weapons so that he could use them as a sacrifice to the altar. By stage 4, the participants had 1 or 2 enchanted weapons they did not use, but they were still too precious considering how hard they were to get. The salt was tempting, but the enchanted objects were too precious. After one person bought the salt in exchange for his enchanted axe, everyone started to buy the salt. Because of the noise, the village chief arrived there. The village chief told Jung that he would buy the salt, and Jung told him that if he had any enchanted weapons, then Jung would give the village chief 1 bowl of salt. The village chief told Jung that he would buy all the salt, but Jung wanted to trap the elder in his plan, so he told the village chief that he couldn't buy all the salt he had. Then the village chief promised Jung that he would buy all the salt, and after that, with a creepy smile, he took out a big statue of salt and trapped the elder into buying all the salt. Jung got a lot of enchanted weapons.